Where have you set your life GPS? If you ask most people where they're going, they'll tell you, oh, I'm in school or I'm getting my degree, or oh, I'm going to work a trade or this job or that job, or I'm going to the grocery store, anything like that. But most people don't honestly think long and hard about where they're going in life as a whole. Because where you're going in life is far more important than your degree or the little stops along the way. And most people end up walking through life blind. They blindly follow what their parents tell them to do, what their school tells them to do, what society tells them to do. And today I want to talk about an analogy, which is the GPS or the Google Maps analogy, or maybe Waze if you use Waze, when it comes to setting and achieving goals and living a fulfilling life, which is when you open up Google Maps, and let's say you're going on a road trip, when you open up Google Maps, you can set your main destination. So you type in your main destination, and Google Maps will take you there and direct you the entire way. And what you can also do is add stops along the way. So things like a degree, a relationship, other things like this, those are stops along the way on the journey of your life. But when it comes to the journey of your life, there's really one important question to ask, but you can only ask it when you properly zoom out and look at the greater picture. When you zoom out, you will see that you're born, you're going to die, and you don't know when you're going to die. If you're lucky, you get 80 years on this planet, and the planet's been here for a lot longer than you, and you're only here for a little while, right? And in between your birth and your death, you're going to have experiences that you call your life. Those are the moments that pass before you, the experiences that you have. So there's really only one GPS destination that you actually want to set, which is I want to be happy. Not happy in the superficial sense of like, oh, I just got some money, so I'm happy. But you want to experience peace and joy and love and well-being, because life is a beautiful experience, and who wouldn't want to experience that? And now, I'm a pretty spiritual guy, and we could talk about reincarnation or other things, so I'm not going to talk about that. I want to talk about this life, the life that you're living now. Life moves pretty quick, and we only really realize that in hindsight. We make it through middle school, high school, and it feels like a blink of an eye, even though when we're in it, it feels like a really, really long time. And so when setting the navigation of your life, it's not about a single achievement of a goal. Any professional athlete can tell you, winning a Super Bowl or a Stanley Cup or anything is super exciting, but it's a moment. It's a flash. It's a trophy that collects dust later on a shelf. It's not really something that's going to bring you lasting happiness. If achievements brought lasting happiness, celebrities would be the most happy people, but oftentimes they're the most miserable people. And so you really have to set your GPS navigation properly and say, okay, I'm born, I'm going to die. In between, there will be experiences called my life. There'll be relationships, jobs, all kinds of different things that go on. And in those experiences, no matter what, I want to experience inner peace. I want to learn from the experiences of my life. I want to experience inner peace, happiness, joy, creativity, love, and well-being. That's how you want to set your GPS. Because if you don't set that and you set your GPS to like, oh, I want to get my degree, then the moment that you go get your degree, it's like, well, what's next? And that's why people have midlife crises. They followed everything that the world told them to do, and they get the job, and they get the promotion, and they get the family and the white picket fence, and they get to the middle of their life, and they realize they sacrificed so much of their inner peace, their inner authenticity, their creative expression, their well-being, that they have a crisis. And you look at like middle-aged men who leave their wives and families and start dating 20-year-olds and do stupid stuff and get cars, and you see housewives just drinking their lives away. And it's really sad, because life is a beautiful, beautiful experience. But if you never stop to reflect, if you never stop to look at what you're actually doing with your life, you're going to get lost. Because it's really easy, if you haven't noticed, to get lost in the little problems in life. Oh, I got to run this errand. I got to go to the DMV. I got to go get groceries. It's really really easy to get lost in those little experiences. But we forget that life is a gift. We forget that life is a beautiful experience, a gift that has been given to us, and it's not going to last forever, at least not this life per se. So you have to set your GPS properly, and what you really want to set it to is not that much different from what most people want to set it to when they really look at it, which is you want to experience well-being. You want to make it through your life as the most authentic version of yourself, experiencing the most amount of joy, the most amount of peace, the most amount of happiness, the most amount of love that you can. not in spite of challenges, not trying to stay high without ever having a low, but to learn from the challenges, to keep your heart open even when you're going through challenges. That's where you want to set your GPS. When you set your GPS like that, your life becomes a lot more clear, because then all these other experiences will unfold and you still have your core intention that is guiding you along the way. Maybe in that core intention you want to add be kind to other people. That's a really good one too. So you have your core intention, you have your GPS, you have your destination, you have the guiding mechanism that is taking you through your life. Then what about the other stuff? What about relationships, jobs, career changes, achievements, other things like that? Those are the stops along the way. Those are the things that are sights to see, things to experience, places to take photos, take videos, memories, bumper stickers, magnets that you collect along the way. So once you've set your core life intention for, I want to experience well-being. My time here is limited. It's short. I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. I want to enjoy every single moment of my life. I want to live my life to the fullest. That's the core idea. That's where you're setting your GPS. Then you get to add stops, but you understand that they're stops. So instead of setting your GPS destination to a certain fitness goal, your GPS destination is, I want to experience peace and joy and love and well-being. And along the way, I would like to achieve this fitness goal. I would like to go get this degree. I would like to go get this job. I would like to start a family. Things like this. Those are stops along the way that can be really worth pursuing and add a lot of richness and joy into your life. But if you've ever seen those people who make money their primary goal instead of a stop, they end up being really miserable, because then they get the money, or they spend their whole lives chasing it and never get it, or they get it and they realize they're not happy because they never prioritize their inner peace, their personal growth, their sense of learning, and all those higher qualities that actually make life fulfilling. So please take a moment to pause and stop and reflect and say, where am I actually going with my life? Because the truth is, if you're really honest with yourself, it doesn't matter if you live in California or in Asia or in Alaska or wherever you're living and whatever you're doing, whatever job you're working, whether you're a plumber, a construction worker, a school teacher, athlete, anything that you're doing, the whole thing is that you want to be experiencing peace and joy and love. You want to be experiencing a beautiful experience of life. That's why you want anything. Why does the wealthy business person want a Lamborghini? Because they think it's going to bring joy. And it might for a little bit, and that's totally fine. But the whole reason why you want anything is to experience more peace, more joy, and more love. Look at anything that you want. Right now I have a personal goal of hitting 315 on bench press. I'm a big fitness junkie. That's something that I want to do. That's something that I want to hit. I'm really close. I'm at 305. Why do I want that? Because I think it'll be exciting. I think the pursuit of it, the chase of it will be exciting. I want that feeling of excitement. So the reason that we want anything is for a certain feeling. It's for a certain state of being, a state of our consciousness that we want to enter into. And we can summarize that as peace and joy and love and well-being. So make sure that you're really aware of what's going on, because other people are going to say, oh, well, you don't have your college degree yet, or you don't have this, or you don't have that, or you don't work a high-paying job. None of that matters. When you leave this life, everything is going to go with you. The car that you got, the house that you got, not saying that there's anything wrong with those things. I certainly have ambitions of owning a beautiful home one day. Right now I'm just renting this place. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But when you leave this life, you leave everything, including your physical body, your clothes, everything. So you really have to make up and be honest with yourself and say, okay, I'm here and I'm not going to be here forever. What do I want to do in between? In between, I want to learn a lot. I want to spread as much love as I can. I want to have fun along the way. I want to experience life to the fullest. I don't want to live someone else's life. I want to live my own path, my own journey to the fullest. That's really important. Then from there, when that intention is set, when you have that firm and strong within yourself, then you can say, okay, I have a fitness goal. I want to get cut for the summer. I want to hit a 315 bench press. I want to go get my college degree. That's fine, but those are stops along the way. Because when you have your core GPS set to where you actually want to go, then the stops can come and go and you can enjoy them, but you're not getting distracted from what it is that you actually are seeking, that you actually want. So this is just a little analogy that I think is important to understand, especially because we live in a culture that doesn't reflect on these questions often enough. So I hope that maybe this was of some help to you. Hopefully it gets you thinking, reflecting, and wherever you are, I wish you a life full of peace, joy, and love. Thank you.